Come sit here. Oh, okay, I'll get that for you.
What's the contract?
I'm going to give these out in a few minutes, okay? All right. Yes. All right, first thing we're going to do is balance the equation. You don't have to write that. Can you see now, Victoria? Okay. All right, name both reactants. Name both products.
That's tomorrow or next week?
It's not tomorrow. Probably. Right. Mole Day is Friday.
Tomorrow? It's Friday.
Next Friday. If it was tomorrow, we would be ready for it.
What do we do in Mole Day?
So mold day, like participation in mold day should be a test.
Why? All right. Yes. Okay. All right. Shh. All right. Guys, who's making so much noise? So loud. Why does it have to be so loud? Shh. Gosh, just you're too old for that. All right. Now, right here, what we've got, Chris, go ahead and fill in the blanks for us, the coefficients. 1, 2, 2, 1. Very good. We have balanced the equation. Number 2, name both reactants. All right. This reactant is very simple. What's the name of that reactant? Aluminum. Okay. So let's write, well, we'll write aluminum. Now, the other one, remember the other day? It was written up here. If what's the first thing you need to decide? If it's covalent or ionic. What is this? Covalent or ionic? Ionic because you see a metal. All right. Are we going to use a prefix or not? No. So we're going to name it, let's go with Chris Chafin. How are we going to name this? Fe2O3.
Iron oxide.
Very good. Iron oxide, but why am I leaving a space here? Yes. Now I have to reverse crisscross. What's the oxidation number? Very good, guys. Y'all are doing great. No wonder we've got such good grades in this class. Name both products. All right. Products, that's on this side. All right. Caleb, what's the name of this guy right here? Iron. All right. Now, this one right here, Al2O3. Is it ionic or covalent? It's ionic because we have a metal and a non-metal. All right. So is it the same concept, right? All right. Is it aluminum oxide or is it aluminum 3 oxide? It's not a transition metal, so I don't need a Roman numeral. Okay? Good point. All right? I don't mind y'all making mistakes because it's easy to point out the, some of the slight differences that that you need to remember, that are hard to remember. Okay? All right. Remember, don't talk to me like that. Okay, Brian? All right. Now, I'm going to ask you, no, I'm not going to ask you a question. I'm going to draw for you a mole map, and it's going to be similar to this mole map, but we're going to do this together, and I think that will help you understand this a little bit better, okay, if we kind of do this together. Now, let me ask you a question here. Let's see, how am I going to ask this question? All right, we want to make a mole map. Let's say we have a question of a pencil. Ever since I decided to start loaning out pencils to students, I don't have any more. All right. All right. Let's say that I am given, let's say, 86 grams of this substance, aluminum. Okay? let's say I want to know how many grams of iron I'm going to make. All right, now let me tell you what. At some point you are going to have a job, and you may very well, and it's very likely that many of you will go to work for some kind of company that makes things, right? Manufacturing, or just have products. Even if it's a donut shop, you're making things, right? Okay? All right, you're making things. And if you're working at a donut shop, okay, let's say you're making ham and cheese bagels. If you have to make 100 ham and cheese bagels every morning, how many bagel halves do you have to have? 200. Okay? So we have to figure that out. Now, what if the supplier calls you and says, all right, how many pounds of bagels do you need? Yes, you're going to have to do a pound to bagel conversion. You're going to say, okay, well, each pound gives you, let's say, 4 bagels. 4 bagel, we're saying a top and a bottom. Let's say each pound gives you 4 bagels. So you're going to have to do the pound to bagel conversion, bagel to sandwich conversion, and then what if somebody says, hey, I've got a party and I need to buy 500 pounds of sandwiches, which is kind of a crazy way to order, but somebody could ask that, and you need to, yeah, it's a big party, okay? It may be the East Coweta cafeteria if we need that many sandwiches, yes. Yes, okay? All right, so this is not just a pure chemistry concept, it's a real life concept, but I went to Coweta County Water Authority the other day, and what do they do? What do you think that Coweta County Water Authority does? That water that comes out of the tap is going to be clean, so we can drink this water, okay? And so it has the right pH. It's got enough chlorine in it to clean it, to keep bacteria out of it. It's got, yes, okay, all right. And they get the water out of the B.T. Brown Reservoir. Has anyone, y'all heard of the B.T. Brown Reservoir? Okay. Yep, okay. So that's where they get the water, and then they have to condition that water. All right? So Coweta County Water Authority is cleaning their water. They're making their own hypochlorite. The hypochlorite is what they use to decontaminate. It's like with the pool, okay? It's your chlorine source, the hypochlorite. Well, what they do is they buy salt, just regular salt. They make their own hypochlorite, and they do that through a little small reaction. They have their own way of producing hypochlorite ion, okay? So you don't have to go work for some fancy engineering company. Chances are somebody's going to go work for a place like Coweta County Water Authority, okay? People I met there were everyday people. They didn't look like any fancy engineers or scientists, although they certainly have fancy engineers, scientists. You may be working there for various reasons and have to be doing calculations for chemistry experiments, okay? It's not just an experiment, it's for your everyday job, okay? Does that make sense? All right, so this isn't just textbook college stuff. This is real life. When you get out into the real world, y'all are going to be dealing with how are we going to make something, how much are we going to have to get, and how much does it cost? You may be in the accounting or the purchasing department, right? And you have to figure that out based on the mathematics of it, right, Chris?
But technically, when you get in your job, in the real world, you're going to forget how to do all this.
But you'll be trained, certainly. You're going to be trained.